A few months ago, I completely hated the way I looked. Like, I seriously felt the ugliest I ever have in my entire life. I became invisible until I realized that I could change that. And actually, anybody can become more attractive, not only by changing your looks, but by doing many other different things. And this all really started about a year ago. I looked the best I have in my entire life. I had shredded abs, a lean face, a sharp jawline, good hair, and I would get compliments all of the time. And then absolutely everything changed. I started eating unhealthy food, and that was really the main start of it all. I one day decided that I don't care as much about having abs. Well, it wasn't really that. It was more that I just wanted to eat the foods I wanted to eat, and I didn't want to be on a strict diet where all I could eat was meat, fruit, vegetables, and all of this. So I started binging out on chocolatey foods, whether it was chocolate nuts, regular chocolate bars, or just anything that was unhealthy and high in calories. And I noticed a very quick change. Instantly, when I started eating these foods, my face started getting fatter. I started losing my abs, but I didn't accept this. I didn't accept the reality because I always looked good for like a year straight. I was looking amazing, the best I ever have. That's never gonna leave. That's what I was thinking. Until I noticed day after day, week after week, I looked worse and worse. And the thing is, it didn't only make me feel like I looked worse on the inside in my own head, but on the outside. Everybody started treating me different when I started to look worse. And as somebody who makes content on social media, I guess you can understand that I was getting comments about this, but also people in real life. Like, I was literally being treated worse simply because of the way I looked. And it wasn't some massive change either. It was a slight loss in abs, my face got a little chubbier, and I guess I got some acne on my face, and that was enough to pretty much ruin everything. This ruined my confidence, not only in my own head, but because of the way other people treated me. And I felt horrible. Because no matter what you do, and this is a very controversial take, I think that when you don't have confidence, self-confidence, in the way that you look, the way that you feel, and the things that you do, it takes a toll on you. You could be doing everything in your life right, but if you're not actually focusing on your health, your looks, and all of these things, it negatively impacts you. But me, being the stubborn person I am, I didn't accept any of this. I continued my day-to-day, started looking worse and worse and worse until eventually I actually broke down. I remember reading comments and I borderline felt like I was about to cry because I saw so many negative comments about me on all of my videos that I was posting. Everybody was saying that I look worse, I don't look as good as I used to. Even comments like, "Where's Prime Dylan?" which is kind of funny, but at the same time it definitely left an impact. And I just kept reading these over and over and over. People in real life, people in my comment section online telling me I look bad. All of this happened until I decided that I want more. And maybe it sounds shallow, maybe it sounds like I'm not this caring person that I always portray myself to be, but I wanted to be attractive again. That's all I wanted. And I'm not saying I was the most attractive person in the world, but I'm saying my life was different, completely different when I looked better. So it was time to take the first step. It started out with actually looking at myself in the mirror frequently and thinking what I could do to improve. Whether it was my face, my body, honestly anything. And this was an unfamiliar situation to me. I was not used to looking at myself and seeing the person looking back at me not being something that I'm proud of. Because for such a long time I was. And I really did not like this. I remember waking up, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this too. I would look at my phone, and in the reflection of my phone, I would see myself, and I would actually get surprised. I'd be like, what, do I actually look like that? And of course I did, because it's my reflection. So whenever I was looking at it, I felt worse and worse. And once again, this was very not normal to me. This is one of the weirdest things, considering I always had a positive outlook on myself. Now, because I hated this feeling so much, of hating the way that I looked and being treated worse, I continued to improve. I continued trying to eat healthier foods, working out consistently, and improving my life in every way, not just the way that I looked. I completely shut off all relationships with my friends, not because I don't like my friends or because I don't want to talk to people. It's because I needed to make a change, and I knew that if I had too many distractions, nothing was going to help me. So I just continued. I continued going to the gym, eating the right foods, working out, and it just seemed like nothing was paying off. It actually got a lot harder because back then, I don't know how I just slipped into this way of life of becoming attractive and eating the right foods and just working out all the time. I didn't even have to think about it. It was all just a part of my habit. But now it was completely changed. So months went on, and I just stayed like this. Eventually, I ended up giving up completely. It was too much for me to focus on all of these things while I'm also focusing on social media and trying to think about how to make money and everything like this. And this was until very recently I decided that I was going to give this another shot. I'm not just going to let myself stay ugly and stay getting treated this way by other people and myself. Because it got to a certain point where I realized I don't love myself. That's what I was thinking, at least. Because if I truly did love myself, I would have the discipline to act on that. And one thing that I noticed when I started really trying to improve myself and get better is that that's when I started getting the most hate from other people. And I would always get ridiculed, and people would always say, oh, you're doing too much, you're sticking to a diet, you can't eat this piece of food, you can't do this, oh, he's always going to the gym. People would just hate on you for no reason. Until I realized that the only reason people would do something like that is because they wish that they could do it themselves. And when you show up every day for yourself and you truly love yourself and you have the discipline to act on your future, people don't like that because it reminds them of the things that they're not doing that they could be doing. So I continued doing this over and over. I kept going to the gym, and now I started eating low-calorie, high-protein diet. I'm eating the healthiest foods, I'm eating only meat, and I'm trying to do it while being cheap so that I can also save my money. So there was no excuse that I was spending too much money or anything like that. I'm doing everything in my absolute power to improve everything. Until eventually, and I swear it feels like it happened overnight, a switch just flipped. And everybody started treating me better again. My videos started going viral just because of the way I look, and everything changed. And this wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. See, because I started to look better, people treated me better hand in hand. And I thought that was always something that people made up because you know how there's a saying that like it's on the inside that counts? Well, I realized that this is only partially true. And I hate to say it, and I don't want you to feel self-conscious or anything like that, but I did realize that looks mattered way, way, way more than I thought. So now, in the current day, after I started looking way better, and no, I'm not saying I'm the most attractive person in the world, but if you compare me a few months ago to me now, it is like a different person, and that's undeniable. But now, even though I got what I wanted, I realize it's not exactly what I expected. See, improving your looks is one thing, but what really makes the biggest difference is the pursuit of these things. The pursuit of improvement of every part of your life. Now, to become attractive is not only to look better, but it is to pursue improvement. So what I realized by improving myself and working on every single aspect of my life in every way is that becoming attractive is so much more than looks. It's actually insane, but you cannot leave out the looks part of it whatsoever because it is a key factor. The way you look is a part of your life, but what people don't understand is that even if you are ugly, or you think that you are ugly, that you can always improve by a large amount. And I think that improvement between where you are now to where you could be is what makes you attractive. Because there's no question there are some people who are far more attractive than others, but there is 100% the fact that you can improve from where you are currently right now, whether it's going to the gym, improving your diet, or anything like this. So now that I sit here and I actually feel confident in myself, I feel like I can look at myself in the mirror and feel happy. I feel like I look at my physique and I'm like, I look pretty decent, pretty good, you know what I mean? It is the pursuit. That's the one main thing that I understand, but there's an extreme catch, and this catch is gonna ruin it for nearly everybody. The pursuit never ends. You will never reach your goal. You will never get to the point where you are content. And yes, this video is based on attraction, but this is applying to absolutely everything. You will never reach your goal. The pursuit is where you need to find happiness. It's that simple.